There's huntsman work, and then there's work that only a huntsman can stomach. In Mistral, you'll get both kinds. Full of thieves and assassins, this is a region where the people can be just as, if not more, dangerous than the Grimm. If you don't know how to watch yourself, a wrong back alley can swallow you up just as easily as a manticore. It's the type of place where secrets live in the open. Perfect for the brazen sort to make an unscrupulous living. Unlike Vacuo, this isn't where people go to disappear. It's where they go to make empires. Hidden amongst the winding mountains and in the belly of the underworld, you're sure to find them. Just make sure you don't stick your nose too far where it doesn't belong.
Hi, welcome to another episode of the Grimm campaign. I'm your host and headmaster, Eddie, and we've got some other people with us. I guess they are part of the show as well.
Great.
SAFR. Yeah, I'm doing it. We're just going with it. Starting with top left.
I'm Chad, and I play Asher Mora.
I'm Laura, and I play Arashtra Sky.
My name is Carrie, and I play Pike Wright. And I started playing Monster Hunter Rise recently, and I named my character Pike.
Yeah, and I'm Chris Kokinos, and I play Phoenix Nemean, and I'm eating chips, and I just named this chip Phoenix Nemean.
Well, Phoenix is dead.
So yeah, we're jumping back in where we left off, and who knows where that is? I think I do. So we're gonna try to give us a little bit of a recap to get there. You guys are sneaking into the right. You're sneaking into the hangar. The wave are moving. They're gonna be moving some of those artifacts out of the city right now, basically. And right, you guys are on the move. You guys split up into 3 different groups. Right, these things are getting loaded onto this enormous kind of like Elysian freighter. Right in the hangar, it's like all crazy. In Phoenix, you've just gotten there. You are impersonating a Takeo delivery man, like a Instacart or Uber Eats.
I got my hat on. Yeah, hey, that
Yeah.
is me. I am your Takeo delivery man.
So yeah, you are in the hangar. Right, you are on the floor. Craziness all around you. We'll kind of check back in with the scene once we actually get started. But that's where you're at. Pike, you are sneaking in. You are sneaking in through kind of an old access tunnel for the hangars. There was kind of a shutdown hangar that that used to be commissioned, but now it is out. And you guys, you are leading the child army, and
You said it, but yes. and others.
And Graydon, you guys found kind of a tunnel wall to start trying to dig through, but you get the sense that I forget how you got the sense, but you have understood that there are Grimm probably on the other side of this wall.
I think we heard them.
Yeah, you might have heard them.
I do want to say, let's try to top that in terms of the title for Child Army. I feel like we can do better.
Pike's fodder.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tykes.
Oh.
Pike's Tykes.
Tykes! That's so good!
Nailed it.
And then Rashtra and Asher, you guys have teamed up with Abigail and company, the Hearth, and are scaling down the side of the huge cliff that makes up most of Kuchinashi, scaling your way down to kind of the airship port. You guys ran into Vermilion Radek. Right, he knows kind of where the base was. There was also rumors that he was going to kind of make a move basically today on the wave, because Vermilion's super interested in all these artifacts that are getting loaded up. As far as you guys know, they're being shipped out of the city to Mistral City, right, and you guys have to figure out a way to stop this from happening or get them off the ship, right, and that's pretty much all the information you know, I think, unless I'm like forgetting something.
No, that checks out with my notes. That goes along pretty well with mine.
Yeah, why don't you, do you have some notes?
Oh, yeah, I have notes. Yeah. Get cargo out before it takes off.
Okay.
Question mark.
One key
Question
card
mark.
for sure. Yeah. Sewer entrance, don't know about other side. Do now, it's Grimm. I wrote Takaya and then an arrow and explosives. Engine could be disabled. And then my last one, I shouldn't say this out loud. The last one I just put likely only one to survive, and then I drew the grimacing face from Slack.
Okay.
I don't know what I meant by that. Who knows?
I don't think anyone knows what you meant by that.
No.
From what I remember, right, your approaches, the different options, the cliff was kind of one of the most direct but dangerous. The hangar was going to be kind of one of your closest accesses, but it was going to be the most unknown. You didn't know what all you were going to be dealing with. And then, Phoenix, Phoenix was gonna have the most kind of like clear view of everything, but was probably gonna have a lot of obstacles. And yeah, as Phoenix kind of rolled in, parked the truck, started getting the tacos out, he heard a familiar voice, a familiar gruff loner voice of y'all's friend Daff, who was there dressed in his city guard uniform, seemingly working a shift there at the hangar. That is where we left off and where we're gonna pick back up, right? Your goal is to kind of either stop this thing from taking off, right, or try to find a way to get all the cargo off, right? You just know that your objective is on that ship, as far as you know, but of course there's some more information probably to gather now that you are here. So if you guys don't remember kind of where you left off with Daff, he was not happy with you guys.
Oh, I remember.
Just,
you want me to do the recap? Because I can recap it.
Yeah, recap it, just to rub some salt in the wound.
So our dear friend Pike decided to go visit Mr. Daff. I think it's season 1 or early season 2. I can't remember now.
Season 1, early season
1. That's right. So he went to go visit Daff in the hospital, and through a series of awful, unnecessary lies, really upset Daff. And
y'all have a history of unnecessary lies, by the way.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking
the
about.
only one.
Yeah, okay, but some of us lied to Daff and some of us lied to Templeton.
I think all of you have lied unnecessarily at different points.
And then there was the party.
Yeah, so the
Where
party
he was there, and then we tricked him.
Lest we forget. Now hold on, we didn't trick him. What had happened was we ran into him in the hallway eating cocktail shrimpies.
I feel like we smoothed things out a little bit there.
Well, yes, but you don't know that. What I know is
That's
that
true.
you gave him the tiny little, I think it was a little daffodil that you had found out in the garden.
Oh, that's
outside.
right.
You gave it to him, and he told us we had until he finished his cocktail shrimpies to escape. Otherwise, he was going to call us in and get us in trouble. As we snuck away, I looked back, and Daff, I saw him looking down at the daffodil, and he put it in his little pocket like this. Yeah. Boop.
That is where we're at. Yeah, we will go ahead and we'll start with the roster and Asher actually before we get down to Daff and all that. You know, just to set the stage here, you guys are incredibly high up on this cliff face. The airship port is a good bit down the side of the mountain. Yeah, what do you guys want to do from up here? I mean, like, it is up to you, but like, looking at this thing, it is treacherous.
I would like to jam from the grappling hook glaze down into like the ground, and then let the slack come out of it to basically rappel down till I hit my max, and then I would stab my other weapon in to anchor me so that I could retract it. And this is my plan to make my way down. And if other people can use the rope, like Arastra.
I would like to follow. I'll use my natural climbing abilities and my windlass to latch into the side of the rock, but I stay close to the rope in case of emergency.
Okay, yeah, so you guys are starting to make your way down, kind of like, glaive length by glaive length or whatever this is, right? Kind of going down, hooking in, right? And Abigail on the hearth, they start kind of following along with you. You guys are making like okay progress, but it's pretty slow going, just because this is pretty treacherous. The wind's like whipping your clothes all around, and you guys are like holding on for pretty much dear life as you scale. As you guys are kind of making your way down this cliff face, you do hear kind of the shriek of some kind of Grimm somewhere in the distance, and Abigail kind of holds up her hand for everyone to freeze for just a second while she listens, and she's like, we're probably going to want to move a little bit quicker. But yeah, so from there we'll go ahead and jump over to Pike.
So I'm at a wall.
Yes, yeah, you're at the wall. You're slowly drilling.
I'm
You've got
95% sure there's Grimm on the other side of it.
Yeah, you've got Pykes Tykes kind of behind you and Graydon, and
okay.
I'm not sure if this was super clear last time or we were kind of like getting through to the end of it, right? You're coming from like the sewer tunnels into the old hangar, but the old hangar itself is sealed off from the main hangar. So
another level.
Yeah. So like if you bust in here, as long as you guys aren't like detonating a bunch of crap, right, like there still could be, right, this isn't like as soon as you go in here, everyone on the other side, kind of where Phoenix is going to know what's going on in here, right? There still is like the collapsed rock wall and like an old shipping door that you would know about that still separates this from the main hangar. Graydon's going to be the person that can give you the most information, kind of at this spot.
I want to ask Graydon because you know he's been in this area before. You know, hey, do you know what it's going to be like on the other side?
So he remembers kind of what it used to be, and right, he's like, you know, it's really basically a big big cavern that caved in. So it used to open out to the sky, but the part of the rock wall caved in, so it didn't anymore, and they couldn't use it for the port. So really big cavernous space. Wouldn't surprise me if there's some Grimm hanging out in there, which it sounds like there could be.
Definitely think so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's probably some old equipment to kind of make use of or hide behind, but I don't know how much of it would be working. It would there would be some places to take cover, depending on what's in there.
I want to drill this hole just so I could try and get a sense of what's on the other side.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, you kind of drill this. You do it slowly so as to keep quiet. I'm not going to make you like stealth roll and drill.
Oh, you've never done stealth drilling before?
Yes, stealth drilling. Right. You're able to look through. Give me a perception check.
3.
Oh man, you know what? It's really dark. It's kind of hard to see what's going on in there. You can hear just some kind of like some various like snarling and stuff. There's some like old boxes and kind of like steel equipment and stuff in there. The kind of stuff that you would see kind of in like a out of commission like airport.
Hey Graydon, look through this hole and see what you can see.
Graydon's view is not going to be any better than yours,
Dang
right?
it. I'm going to turn to everybody. I'm going to say, I'll be right back. And then I'm going to activate my artifact.
Okay.
And I'm going to dive through.
So yeah, you dive through and you come out on the other side. Are you doing like a cool roll?
I sure would like to.
Yeah, you land behind kind of like this big pile of like dusty boxes. Go ahead and give me your stealth roll since you're activating this thing.
Right. Okay. So I've taken away one aura, and I'm going to roll stealth with advantage. And you said add +4. 18.
You kind of do a little roll and like solid snake your way up to this box, right? And you see kind of a Beowulf on the other side of it, right? And you're able to kind of like duck out of the way as it kind of snarls and looks around. And you see a couple more in there. The other two are further away. It does look like they are starting to catch the scent,
Tykes.
coming in from the direction of Pykes Tykes from the hole. Yeah. So jumping over to Phoenix. And Phoenix, you're in this hangar now, and Daff is like, Phoenix, what are you doing here?
During all that time, I was hoping you wouldn't come to me so I could think of more things to say, and I wrote down 3 things on
Okay.
this little corner here.
3 whole things.
One of them was offering him a taco.
Good start.
One of them was
Jacob.
asking him how he was doing,
Okay.
and
Pretty
then one of
neutral.
them was telling him that I was worried about him. So,
Slight tweak,
oh,
A and C. I was worried
Well,
about you.
Oh, that's
Stuff
it.
here's a shrimp.
Stuffs it into his mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Daff, it's what are you doing here?
He kind of gets this like immediately, like, I don't know how much you guys remember just about Daff's personality, right? But he gets that kind of like sullen, woe is me, like, and his shoulders kind of sink, and he was like, what always happens to me? My fortunes took a turn. I started off as a huntsman, and he starts giving you this like sob story, right? Like, I started off as a huntsman, and then I had to leave that life behind because it was too hard to make a living in Kuchinashi, and then joined the city guard. And I couldn't even make a difference there when the wave gang showed up and took over. And now I'm working for the bad guys, man. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is.
Daff. And I don't know what to do with my hands, so I'm just like, it's
Give him-
Daff.
give him-
It's okay.
give him a
It's
hug.
okay.
It's not okay. I've betrayed
Daff.
everything I ever believed in.
I look into my bag and I reach down and I pull out a shrimp taco. And I'm like, Daff, this is for you, man. It's never too late. Never too late to turn back. Help
I
us.
do love me some shrimpies.
Yeah.
And he starts
I know
kind of
you
like
do.
chewing on it a little bit, but then he's kind of feeling sorry for himself a little bit. He's like, what are you even doing here?
I don't want to lie to you, Daff, because I know, we've not had the greatest history, but
Unlike some people. That's what
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to directly throw him under the bus. We're here to try to seize the power that the wave has. They're trying to destroy. They're going to destroy all of Remnant if they get out of here with the powers they have.
That seems
They're
pretty
scared.
hyperbolic, but is it just you? Like, what are you going to be able to do against all this? And he kind of like turns around and motions to, he's like, there's wave guys down here. There's some old city guard guys down here, right? Like some corrupt guys are down here, right? They're loading this thing up, and they're not taking too kindly to strangers. So it's going to be a lot to kind of get through all this. This ship is packing some heat, man. There's a lot of bad guys on there too. I know Lemon's already on there. They've already got most of the cargo loaded up.
Do you know what the cargo is, Daff?
Well, I mean, it's whatever it was, those artifacts that they were trying to get hold of. They've got most of it on the ship already, and just let me let me tell you, it's not going to be easy to get.
You know that those artifacts they're able to control Grimm. They're killing innocent people all over the place.
The one Lemon has, that's what it can do. I've seen her use it a couple times. So yeah, Phoenix. Now you've got Daff in front of you. He's just been kind of like rambling about how impossible this task is. He's giving you a little bit of information. What do you got?
I'm gonna try to inspire him. I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, Daff, it's never too late to do the right thing. Convince the city guard that we can take back what was taken from you in Kuchinashi.
Give me a charisma check.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna burn some more for this one as well. First one was an 8. Second one is an 18.
Nice.
Plus 2, I got a 20.
Here's the thing, right? Like you kind of give Daff this inspirational speech, and he's like, "Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to convince the city guard, but you know what? I can make a difference. I can help you. I can help you get on board that ship." And so he immediately starts like looking around and scoping out some of the layout of this, right? Because you guys did kind of blow your city guard opportunity earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about.
With Alabaster, but Daff is here and he is ready to help you. So he's kind of looking around and he starts kind of giving you a couple of details. He points out this huge Atlesian freighter that's here, ready to move these things. He doesn't know exactly where they've stashed the cargo, but it's a lot of it, and they've stashed it deeper into the ship, right? So there's the place where they're holding all of this stuff, and there's Lemon, who is wearing the other one, kind of like the really nasty one, and she is on the ship as well. He kind of rattles off some stuff that he knows about the ship. It's a kind of a twin engine setup. It's got one engine kind of on each side of the ship. It only needs one to fly, right? If without either of them, it wouldn't be able to go anywhere. And he also lets you know that he's like, they were really secretive about something. There's kind of a security checkpoint part of the way up the ship, and they're really secretive about something that they were keeping over there. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
18 plus.
Great. Yeah. So just kind of like looking around, right? You can see that there's some of these old city guardsmen, right? There's some of the wave gang. They're moving things around, right? He already told you they've got the most important stuff on there right now. They're kind of going through the last checks before they kind of start this thing ready for takeoff. Just imagine like a really like busy shipyard or airport hangar. There's lots of people in between. There's lots of people standing guard. There's lots of equipment being moved around. There's vendors. There's all kinds of stuff. And you also notice that there are there is like a really huge like automated turret that is stationed sort of near the mouth of this kind of the opening that leads out to the sky. And sort of kind of like behind you and near kind of like the entrance, there is sort of like a security overlook. And Daff is looking at that, and he was like, "Okay, I think if I get up there, I can kind of help you navigate this place a little bit, right? But you're gonna have to listen to me, and you're gonna have to really pay attention to what I say. Team Smoke's wandering around here somewhere. There's just a lot of stuff that can get in your way and be bad for you. But with your delivery, you should be able to get almost all the way up to the kind of cargo bay of this ship, as long as you avoid the right people."
That sounds great. I'm so proud of you, Daff.
I'm proud of me too. And he like goes and sprints his way. And so he sprints his way. Kind of there's like some steps that kind of head up to this like security overlook. Right, this would be like the cartoony bit where you hear like sounds of a scuffle, and he's like knocked somebody out inside of there. So he's like, all right, got eyes on you. So he's ready for you to start moving. With Daff kind of providing overwatch for you, you're gonna get advantage on any checks that we're about to do for the next couple of minutes. From here, like right, you kind of look out at this like super busy hangar in front of you, and Daff's like, all right, let's get ready to do this. And from there, we're gonna put a pin in this, and we're gonna go back over to Arashra and Asher. Abigail's told you guys that time is probably of the essence because there might be some Grimm on the way, and you guys are dangling from the side of this cliff safely.
All right, I would like to turn to Arastra and just say, you want to do something crazy?
Yes, I do.
All right, get on my back. Keep your windlass ready in case this doesn't go like I'm thinking. Let's just jump off, detach the things, and then like free fall, and then I'm gonna attempt a grappling hook. And I want you to know, I want to get a ways down, but I'm gonna attempt to grappling hook, not at the very last moment. I want there to be multiple opportunities.
No, you would not just like fall straight to your death.
Yeah, so Arastra climbs onto my back. and then I want to detach my grappling hook and kick off the wall just a little bit, not like crazy far, but enough that I'm not gonna like catch some like ledges and stuff. And then I'm just falling. When I feel like I've gotten a decent enough distance down where I have multiple opportunities in case this one doesn't work, I'm gonna shoot the grappling hook to like anchor us back against the wall.
Give me an acrobatics check to start.
14.
Yeah, so you kind of like let go and kick off and like free fall, and you just like zip right past like Abigail on the hearth, and you hear her like laughing, but it's like it kind of rushes up past you, like she's just like laughing because she thinks this is hilarious. And yeah, you like totally pass them, and you're like racing down this cliffside, right? There's still quite a bit of a drop to the airship, but you're starting to make out some details a little bit more, and you can see that from the side, like the engines of this thing are kind of like on and ready. That this thing is actually pretty close to taking off. What are you gonna do from here? Because you're probably gonna want to start to slow your fall pretty soon, but you want to catch on?
Yeah, I would like to shoot the grappling hook and hope it anchors.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a strength check for holding on to that thing.
While that's happening, I'm keeping an eye on the ship. Can I ascertain where the cockpit is, or where we are in relation to it?
Yeah, like the helm or the cockpit would be right. It wouldn't be quite below you guys, right? This thing is really big, but you do see kind of an access hatch kind of on the top of this thing.
19, by the way.
Cool. So yeah, you swing out, you latch onto this thing, and you're able to hold on and start to slow your descent. Right, you're still a bit of the ways above the ship, right? But now like it's kind of getting closer into view. As you guys are starting to slow yourselves down, right? The mountain isn't quite as treacherous right here, like so you're able to kind of like slow yourself down and get a grip, and you're way past Abigail and them, and right, you hear the cry of Grimm above you. So like you see some lancers starting to kind of come out of the clouds, and they have the blue glow of Grimm that are being controlled by the wave, and they start swarming around Abigail's people. So yeah, Abigail, she immediately like cuts cord and starts kind of falling down the side of this mountain as well to kind of get around them. One of the Grimm grabs one of her other assassins and kind of like yanks him off the wall, and he kind of goes like soaring into the air. Right, so it's sort of like chaos above you guys.
I'm tempted to use gust of wind to try to blow the Grimm back. Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Asher jams the other weapon into the rock face.
6.
Yeah, so you're able to do that, but right, it's kind of so far away, it doesn't really affect them. We will cut from there, right? Like Abigail's kind of falling. She hears you say kind of eyes on the prize, and she's like already ahead of you, and she kind of falls past you guys. And is ready, kind of starting to angle towards the ship a little bit, and we're gonna come back over to Pyke.
I'm gonna radio Graydon. I'm gonna say, you've got 10 seconds. Get everybody back in the hallway, including the payload, including the explosive.
Okay.
And wait for my signal. And then when you get my signal, you're gonna run in and fight.
Yeah, so he hears that, right, you give him that signal, and yeah, he starts following that plan, and then starts backing away. What are you doing?
I would like to get into the most destructive piece of construction equipment I can find, and I'm gonna tell you my whole plan, but what I want to do is swing or hit or whatever, bust a big hole so everybody can come through, and then go the other direction, try and hit the Grimm.
Right, so yeah, you're able to kind of like sneak your way over towards this piece of equipment you see, right? It's sort of like a big, kind of like, I don't even know the word for it, but it's got like the multiple turning, like kind of, it's like a big drill, right? But it's got
the one with like the 3 grindy ones?
Yeah, it's like one of those.
Eddie, you get to name it.
It's gotta have like a cat name. Those things
exactly. It has to be feline. Oh, well, there it is.
But yeah, so yeah, you get in there, and yeah, give me an intelligence check.
18.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, you kind of like figure your way out around the controls of this thing, and
I know my way around a drill.
Yeah. It comes natural to you, and you fire this thing up, and like the whole thing starts spinning and rumbles to life. And what are you doing?
Yeah, I feel like I should smash the wall, because then they can help me with the Grimm too. But my plan is wall, Grimm.
Yeah, so yeah, you turn this thing on, and you start swinging it, and it immediately like collapses a huge chunk of that wall, and the Grimm kind of all see, and they start kind of like sprinting toward, right, because you're stealthed, Right. But there's like is a bunch
they're
of
not blind.
emotion.
Like,
Yeah.
So they start kind of like moving in this direction, and now you're swinging this machine over towards the Grimm. I'm trying to think of what kind of roll this would be, right? Because it's through machinery and stuff, and you're
Dexterity.
We'll just do dexterity. It's fine. I can see an argument for it.
9.
Yeah, so you swing and you actually like miss some of these Grimm, and they're kind of scrambling over still heading towards Graydon and Pykes Tykes. Actually, go ahead and roll me a D8 real quick.
Oh, I got 5.
To your surprise, right, like you guys have been giving all these kids different lessons and stuff. Taupe immediately kind of takes charge of all these kids, and they're able to distract up to however many enemies on this D8 you roll. So they're able to start distracting all 3 of the Beowulfs and kind of like jump to it, and and Graydon's kind of there with them a little bit, but man, it looks like Taupe and Pykes Tykes have a lot of this under control, and this frees you up to be able to do whatever it is you want to do next. They are running through some of the drills that you guys taught them, and they are
just dying because we didn't know.
Yeah,
If I remember correctly, my goal in all of this was to blow through that wall and kind of create a distraction. That's all I do is distract. And I don't know anything else that's going on as a character, so I'm still going to that goal as quickly as I can. So is there any way that this explosive device would fit on the thing with me, or is there like another one nearby that I could put it in? I'm just trying to
To what end? To what end?
Because there's another door, right?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you Graydon comes in, like tosses it to you, you grab this thing and saddle it in there with you on the on the feline, and you start charging towards that other wall, and
hopefully,
what are you doing?
Hopefully going more than like 3 miles an hour.
It's just like very slowly, like
I'm gonna send this car, this feline right at it. I'm gonna put it on the gas pedal to hold it down, and then I'm gonna jump out a decent amount back.
Give me a acrobatics check for
anything you
diving out
want.
of this thing. Yeah.
Okay.
12.
You dive out of this thing, and it heads towards the wall, and you watch as it just smashes into that thing, and there's a pretty big detonation as this thing explodes, and it sends like a shower of rocks kind of like in all directions, and as that happens, we're gonna cut over to Phoenix. You have started to kind of like nonchalantly make your way through this terminal, through the hangar.
I had to do what I had to do.
And kind of over the last couple of seconds, there's been something else that's been going on, right? Like, it seemed like all of a sudden some of the city guard are a little bit alerted, and you're seeing some people kind of like scramble a little bit, and you see some people kind of near the mouth of the cavern, kind of near where the airship is, are starting to kind of like look up, right? Because they have heard something that is happening up above. As you're kind of moving through, you've got Daff kind of in your ear, kind of telling you what to do here. He has you maneuvering around, kind of like there's like a couple of vendors and stuff, and you see some city guard kind of like starting to move around a little bit. The alert level is going up. How are you feeling?
Cool as a cucumber. I'd like to radio to Daff just to make sure. I'm like, Daff, just keep an eye out. It looks like they might be on to us.
He tells you, tie your shoe right now.
Okay.
Give me a bluff check.
17.
Right as he yells at you to
Plus 4.
to like tie your shoe, you kind of like bend down and like make a show of like you set the tacos down, and all of a sudden like all these wave guys go running like right past you, kind of on the other side of like this row of benches, and he tells you, he's like, hold, okay, get up, move, and you start moving again. To your left, you see kind of like a newspaper stand, and there's kind of people yelling over there, and to your right you hear kind of a familiar voice. Someone is barking orders at some people around them, and you recognize the voice of Syl from Team Smoke, just like chewing people out, and he sounds kind of like a D-bag manager. All of a sudden you've got Daff in your ear again, and he's telling you to make a distraction.
I dropped my bag of tacos on the ground.
Give me another roll.
That was an accident, but okay, I guess it's a 12.
That's perfect. It's for that fits.
Yeah, you do that, right, and that falls over kind of like into that newsstand that's over next to you, and the guy that's running it trips and like falls over, and like a bunch of newspapers go flying in the air, kind of right as Syl is kind of like barking orders at somebody, and they see all these newspapers flying in the air, and it actually kind of like obscures Syl's view of you as you're walking through here, and you keep moving on. Yes.
Are the tacos okay, or did they get destroyed?
You lost like a bag of them, right? You still got some other ones.
I got like 10 bags of tacos, baby. Let's go.
Daft tells you to speed up,
Cool.
speed up, move quickly now. So he tells you to speed up, and he's you see some kind of equipment like a forklift, kind of like picking some stuff up, and he's like, and go towards the forklift, head towards the forklift.
Okay, I turn to the forklift. I start making my way to the forklift.
Give me a stealth check.
17.
Ooh.
I'll take the 17.
He tells you to duck and get out of sight, and right, you drop and you scramble around this forklift. Right as you see another member of Team Smoke, Khaki, go like storming past, and she's barking orders at more of these people too, along with Syl. And right, you're starting to see people move a little bit more towards the mouth of the cavern. Right, something is really starting to get their attention. All of a sudden, Khaki stops and looks over in your direction, and she's looking at you, and she was like, "Wait, where do I know you from?"
Throw up.
Okay, so she's shouting to me, and I say, "Local taco delivery, ma'am." And I take a bag and like huck him over to her.
Give me a dexterity check on that one.
What?
You do not get advantage.
she
You do not
didn't
get
hear you.
advantage on this one.
Oh, you
It's
don't
only
need
because
it.
I got an 18, baby. Plus 5. Woo, 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 woo.
Dang.
Yeah, it's like a perfect throw, and she like kind of catches it, and she kind of looks at it and looks at you, and she's definitely like giving you like another glance, and is watching you, and you see Syl kind of walk up and join her, and he kind of like brushes that hair out of his face. He's like, "What's going on?" And she kind of points in your direction, but right as she's starting to do that, there's an explosion that happens on the other side of the hangar, and like a shower of rocks goes like and debris goes flying through this hangar that like
And
kind of
children.
Rocks and children.
and so there's like this explosion that just rips through the hangar and suddenly gets everybody's attention right as this is happening. And so now everyone is kind of scrambling and moving, and Daft tells you to book it towards the turret.
I got my bag of tacos still.
He tells you to book it towards the turret, and you see right, like a wave member has like starting to climb up into the seat of it, and is starting to kind of like swivel it in the direction of the to where this explosion came from, and is trained on the opening. What do you want to do about that?
Eddie, I'm gonna go ahead and use my newfangled shield throwing ability.
Okay, great.
Ready? Okay, so I see him doing the thing, and I take the taco bag and I like throw it up. Centrifugal force will keep him all in the bag.
Okay.
Eject my shield, I take it, and I want to do like one of those cool like jump spinny things that you see people do in movies, where I can kind of give myself like extra momentum, and I grab my shield and I throw it at him.
All right, give me an athletics check on this.
I have an 18 total.
Yeah, so you hurl the tacos in the air, you jump and spin and like kind of discus throw this shield. Right, you catch this guy like right in the head, and he goes tumbling out of the turret and falls off the cliff and to his death. No, I'm kidding. He like rolls out of the seat and
It's a Wilhelm scream.
he rolls out of the seat, right, and now this thing is open and the shield comes bouncing back in your direction.
I have to roll for that.
Oh, you have to roll to catch the shield?
Does he also have to roll to catch the tacos again?
I'm gonna make him. roll to catch the
Okay,
tacos.
for what it's worth, I rolled the exact number I needed to catch my shield. So that's
Nice.
good.
Now roll for the taco catch.
Okay, I got a 9.
These things just like fall and hit the floor, and
I got my
splat
hand out.
everywhere. You catch the shield.
I got my hand out and they're just like, ew.
Yeah, what are you doing from here?
So I knocked the guy off the turret. I'm gonna get on this turret.
Okay, great.
Oh.
So yeah, when you're on the turret, you are relatively close to the ship, just so you know where you're at, right? But there's a bunch of people between the ship and this entrance that Pike has just created and distraction, yeah, you are now on this turret looking at all of their backs. So yeah, we're gonna cut over from there.
That was awesome.
We're gonna cut over from there back to Asher and Arashtra, who are you are above this ship. What are you guys doing from here?
So Roster's still on my back. We've now hooked in, and how far above the ship are we?
We'll say you're kind of like 40-50 feet above it at this point.
Is it too risky to try again? I kind of would, especially because, again, I have my pickaxe. I can catch us if we need to in the rock.
Sure, yeah, let's try it again. I want to get down there as fast as possible. All right, Eddie, I'm doing it again. Same
All right,
thing.
acrobatics check. Give it to me.
Detach and fall. There we are, 12.
Yeah, you guys start swinging down, and right, it's not kind of a perfect trajectory, but this is kind of putting you just above the ship, right? You're gonna have to fall a little bit more, right, to land on top of it, and you are both kind of strapped to each other as you're doing that.
Okay, so I want to check in with Asher, make sure he's good, but my temptation is just jump down in the hatch as quietly as I can and listen in, see what's going on in there.
Yeah, it's
let's
almost
do it,
like a submarine,
100%,
thing.
100%.
Yeah. So what? You're just disconnecting and falling, and landing there.
He carried me, and now can I carry him? Like
Oh, beautiful.
can I?
Aww.
No,
Oh,
I'm
so
saying-
you're gonna use your kitty drop, and you're gonna hold.
You're gonna kitty
love
drop
the
and
Lord
you're
of
gonna
the
land
Rings.
him. You give me a strength check though. Like this won't hurt, just the drop, right? Because the 15 feet is kind of your jumping range. But this is to see whether or not you hold on to Asher.
11.
Right, so this wasn't a very far jump, right? You guys are able to kind of land and skid across the top of this airship, and you are kind of nearing the hatch. It's got kind of like a little bit of a control mechanism above it that you'll have to kind of mess with a little bit. And above you still are kind of hearing this cry of like the Grimm and like these lancers above. They're starting to arc in your direction, right? But you see Abigail falling, right? She takes a swing for the side of this cliff, and she actually misses. And right, she's still kind of like falling a little bit past the ship, and you see her like kind of like scrambling, trying to slow her fall on the side of this cliff as she is very quickly kind of catching up to the elevation of this airship.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that I have one more level 1 spell that I have not declared. I'd like to use Featherfall.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So we'll say
Nice.
this is like kind of something to do with gravity dust that your weapon does.
So basically it just slows her down.
Yeah, I don't think you have to roll for that.
If the creature lands before it ends, it takes no falling damage and can land on its feet.
Take that, Eddie.
Featherfall.
I know. I'm like, well, way to suck the drama out of this situation. So yeah, you use your weapon, and right with this kind of like gravity dust enhancement, right, you're able to slow her fall, and she's able to like it kind of helps her float to a stop, and she kind of catches onto the side of the cliff, and she kind of like nods in your direction, like a little nod of respect. And you see her like leap from there over towards the back of the ship, because right, she's a little bit closer to the cliff, and she's like, I'll see you guys inside. And she kind of like darts in through the cargo doors. Yeah, so what are you guys doing with this hatch?
I want to just listen some more. Like, is there anything, make sure there's nothing I should be aware of before we take action?
Yeah, I mean, you can give me a perception check if you want. Yes, what's up, Chris?
Because everyone's kind of now much closer, are we back? Is our comms re-enabled for those of us that are closer together?
I would say you guys and Asher, Arashtra, and Phoenix for sure. I think Pike, it was probably still just a little bit out of range because it's still in that tunnel. Right, you're kind of like listening. You can't really hear anything. I mean, it's the hull of the ship is like super thick, so you wouldn't be able to hear anything or perceive anything, like be able to look at anything from up here. You do kind of like work out how you could open this hatch, right? But yeah, from up here, you'll be kind of going in blind.
Okay, so like we land, and they're just like, hey, we're on top of the ship. You know, can anybody hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm at the turret near the back side of the ship.
The one pointing at us right now?
And I turn the turret in a different direction. No. We also have Daff on comms. He's been very helpful. He's here. He's up in the tower.
He's like, hey guys, it's nice to be a part of Team SAFR.
With you, it's Daffire, all right?
Do you know how many beings are at that security checkpoint? Is it manned?
He's like, yeah. There's always people there. I mean, there's people probably all over the ship. I mean, I wouldn't know how many are in the ship at this point.
Kind of want to wait for the next diversion. Like, can you guys create even a split second would help
Another one
us to drop in? Maybe from Phoenix, who's not on the ship.
I mean, we can have him start blasting now, or we can wait. We can go inside and radio him if we need it.
What do you think? I'm okay either way.
I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe just do the thing you're gonna do and let me be a safety precaution, because the only reason I'm thinking about this is because if I do, like Chad just said, if I start shooting or something, I have a feeling it's gonna alert the guards. You can be like, oh my God, Team Sapphire's here. Get to the artifacts or whatever.
I mean, they are already on high alert because an explosion just happened in the hangar. They are all just looking in that direction.
Yeah, Rasher, if you want to pop the hatch, I'll drop down and see what I can see.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah, give me a stealth check.
All right, I'm gonna activate my cloak.
Why?
So I guess what I said is true.
Okay, this is like
Every time I try and be sneaky. Do I have an advantage?
What did you
No.
roll?
With the cloak, I turned on the cloak. Doesn't it give me stealth advantage?
No.
I don't think it does.
One.
Oh wait, no, it does. It does give you advantage. It
Oh,
does
thank
give you
God.
advantage.
Yes. Oh, thank God.
I gently toss this one.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Oh,
opposite end of the
thank
spectrum.
you.
Oh man,
God.
that one was gonna be so good. That was gonna be juicy.
That was a 24 plus whatever the cloak adds on.
Okay, yeah. So you open this thing and you kind of like
heart.
slink inside, and we'll resolve that in a second, and we will go over to Phoenix and Pike. Pike, it's been a long time since you've done anything. Right, you blast through this thing. Right, you see this kind of like hole and like debris and dust open, and you hear the shout of guards happening on the other side. And this doesn't have to just be Pike's turn now that kind of like Pike and Phoenix are kind of like interlinked in this thing right here. Right. So but we will give Pike first kind of dibs here.
I'd like to kind of try and hide myself before the guards are able to come in, just so that I can get the drop on them for a second. So like, if I can either like go like right up against the wall, or like if there is something I can hide behind.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
19.
Yeah, so you kind of like slip up against this wall as like you see some like initial guards come rolling in. They see these Grimm and kind of just start opening fire immediately. Like Pike's Tykes kind of scatter a little bit, but now the Grimm are engaging with these guards. Right, so it is already right. Like the Beowulfs kind of go leaping over, and now the Beowulfs are spilling into this hangar a little bit.
I want to radio to. I'd like to think that I have Graydon and I have Taupe on my band, and I want to say,
Yes.
Here's what we're gonna do. No one dies. Take care of yourselves. But just start running around and shooting stuff and hitting stuff.
Oh no.
And then if you think you're in danger, just run back into here and leave, and then take them and kind of get them this way. That's what I'm gonna say. But I'm like, hey, no one dies. And then I'm gonna run in to the main hangar.
All right, you're running into the main hangar.
Yeah.
Right. You just like you duck in, right, and you hear kind of stuff starting to pop off behind you. You run in, and there's just like all these like people and weapons like trained on you as you go running in through this enormous like hangar door. And well, that's behind you.
Three of them.
You were like running through this smoke, and it's just like boom, you like slide to a stop, and there's all these weapons and bad guys fixated on you.
Oh man, I thought you said something different. Okay.
Yeah, I also thought the Grimm like went through ahead of you as a distraction.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I just meant that they kind of like jumped in, and there was like people were starting to deal with this Grimm, right? But you run through on the other end, and there are definitely like people like trained on you as you do that. Yeah. So sorry, it wouldn't be all the attention focused on you.
Okay.
But yes, like you are in the middle of like this like a firefight that is starting to pop off.
I turn and I point my gun at the Grimm and I go, Grimm are here! And then I just start shooting at the Grimm.
People buy it, and you're screaming about the Grimm, you're firing, and you're
I'm
kind of
also
able to...
slowly walking kind of like away as it's happening. Like, oh, get the Grimm over there!
Yeah, you're kind of able to do that, right? And you're skirting around. There are a lot of guys, though, right? One of the Beowulfs, right, is kind of like breaks through away from some of the guys and starts like kind of bounding in the direction of the airship a little bit. And from where you're at, right, Phoenix, you would have kind of advantage on this. You see Syl, like he's starting to yell kind of like into his comms, and he is telling the ship to take off. That it is much too hot around here, and the ship needs to go.
I'm on this gigantic turret. I may as well focus on one big, awesome, like a auxiliary thing at a time here. And I'm gonna help Pike out by aiming my massive anti-air turrets at Syl's stupid head.
Oh,
And all the things happening over there because I hate him with a burning hot passion.
Give me an intelligence check just for like your proficiency on this turret, right? It's on, right? But it's just kind of like your proficiency.
Intelligence. I don't know.
I mean, it's fine. You rolled a 15. Yeah. So you kind of like pull the trigger on this thing, and you hear it like spin to life, right, coming alive with like electricity dust and fire dust, and it makes this like enormously like loud noise. And you see kind of like Syl do one of those like slow motion like movie like oh crap turns, and he kind of like brushes his hair out of the way and like turns and looks in your direction.
So he's the slow motion. He flips his hair, and I lean out, and I just go.
His eyes get really wide, and he like very quickly like puts his semblance up, right, and you see like darkness kind of cover this area, but then like I mean like these rounds just like go like start like ripping through this hangar, and right, you see Syl's shape just go like blasting across part of the hangar, like destroying like boxes and cargo and stuff as he goes flying through. Right, you see like Khaki like take cover, and you see a bunch of these like wave guys kind of like hitting the ground. And Pyke, what are you doing as this like starts to just go nuts?
I am running towards this ship like it's a Walmart on Black Friday, and like I need to eat. Like, at this point, I've just turned and I'm just sprinting. Like I gotta try.
Is
on
Pyke like covering his head? Is he just like
Pyke feels like there's enough distractions going on, and Pyke is just running.
Pyke is just running. Yeah, this ship is starting to move, and Phoenix, you just like lay across in this hangar. You've cleared a path for Pyke. Pyke is jumping over into the ship, and you are kind of looking over, and it is starting to move, and you're going to need to start moving as well soon if you want to be on it.
He takes the tinfoil from the taco wrapper and wraps it.
I was gonna say
He has a hair tie to hold back
I
his
take
mane.
the two tacos that I had in my pocket, and I jam them in there between the turret.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah. Yeah. So you like jam him in there. This thing is still laying on fire, and then you go sprinting onto the ship and dive into the cargo doors. And you're diving into those cargo doors right as it is starting to close. Right, we'll get over to Arashra and Asher. And this is about where we'll cap it off. Asher, you drop in stealthily, right, and you see this kind of big security checkpoint here, right, where kind of wave soldiers kind of like come and go through. There's a huge door that is kind of like a more secure access, leads deeper into the ship. Kind of behind you, you can see what will lead towards the back of the ship, kind of towards the cargo area, just kind of like from your spatial awareness, like you'll know that. There is another secure door, kind of like immediately to your left, and we'll talk more about like the exact like kind of where everything is kind of when we pick up our next session. But yeah, you drop in, and right, there's the security checkpoint, and there are several guards kind of like loading up weapons and stuff, and you are able to slip in unnoticed behind them, and right, you hear this alert kind of going through the ship, and you feel it move, and you hear Lemon's voice come over the speakers, right, saying that it is time to get this show on the road, and you guys are leaving the city of Kuchinashi behind.
Oh!
On fire once more.
We'll kind of end it here, kind of showing you guys kind of what you're dropping into.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa.
And so yeah, this is
The ship had a
you
dungeon
guys-
inside of it.
Yeah, you guys have dropped into the ship, and yeah, Asher, that is the room that you are in, kind of like that main room that is kind of in the center there, and you are dropping into there from the access hatch, and there are several guards kind of loading up and getting ready, and Lemon is telling the whole ship to go on high alert, and yeah, it is time for them to move some precious cargo as you guys are sneaking your way on board.
Sure hope there's not a dragon in this dungeon.